Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now December 30th, and as we approach 2022, a lot of Star Wars fans are truly excited about the future of the Star Wars universe by Disney, Lucasfilm, Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, George Lucas, and others hopping on board of the franchise. That's really going to steer things in the right direction and taking a lot of aspects from Star Wars Legends as well. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, I am on Twitter at Mike01 if you guys want to go ahead and give me a follow on there. I do post a couple of entertaining things from time to time and really make sure to interact with you guys further. So, with the Book of Boba Fett Chapter 1, Stranger in a Stranger Land, alright, that was a very good episode. It kind of gave you a lot of answers to everything. We're not going to dive into that in this video, of course, but I do suggest that you guys go ahead and check out the first episode, Chapter 1 of the Book of Boba Fett, because it really does show you exactly what's being set up for the next 6 episodes. That's going to run all the way until February of next year. So moving beyond all of this, we already know that there are a handful of other Star Wars TV shows in the works simultaneously. We have Mando Season 3, we have Star Wars Andor, we have the Acolyte TV series, the Ahsoka series, the Kenobi series. I mean, so many new Star Wars TV shows being worked on at the same exact time. And it really makes you wonder exactly, how these creators are really going to perform on really kind of marketing all these shows. We already know that the Kenobi marketing run is going to begin sometime in March of next year, so it's really not all that far away. However, when it all comes down to the Acolyte TV series and exactly what Kathleen Kennedy and Leslye Headland are doing, they are already running into a lot of trouble with that show. There's been a lot of delays, a lot of setbacks already as it is, and there's been a lot of drama behind the scenes during pre-production, which we've already gone over before in the past. So, what's really, unfortunate has to do, of course, with what Lucasfilm is planning to do. So, given that Bob Chapek believes that Star Wars belongs back in theaters, he is currently working on the big announcements coming our way to Star Wars Celebration of 2022 that actually arrives in May. That, of course, is going to give fans new details about the new movies planned, as well as a new Star Wars trilogy of films. However, further, it's described that both Kathleen Kennedy and Leslye Headland are going to great lengths to reset the prequel trilogy films and what they stand for by use of the Acolyte TV series. Now, further, it's described that what Kathleen Kennedy and Leslye are planning on doing is completely changing the prophecy of the Chosen One and altering that entire story to have a big impact on the prequel trilogy movies. Further, it's described that Kathleen and Leslye are now planning on filming the series in May of 22, and that the story is eventually going to erase the fact that Anakin Skywalker was the true Chosen One from the very beginning, and that Kennedy is set to focus on telling the story of a brand new Chosen One that takes place before Anakin's prophecy. Essentially, Lucasfilm is creating a situation where another Chosen One existed before Anakin even did. Now, let's stop right here because this is actually a very important thing that I think a lot of fans need to know about, is that the Acolyte TV series, in case you guys did not know, it's going to take place roughly 60 to 80 years before The Phantom Menace. Basically, it is the tail end of the High Republic era that's going to deal with emerging dark side powers. It's labeled as a mystery thriller. It's going to be an all-female led Star Wars TV series, which, if you're doing it just for the sake of doing that, it doesn't sound like the story is going to be all that great, but heck, we'll have to wait and see. Overall, I think that what Kathleen Kennedy's approach here is, of course, very unusual. The fact that they are pushing for all of these major retcons to really kind of have a negative impact on the prequel trilogy, I think it just goes to show you that she's trying to essentially erase George Lucas's vision and George's philosophy of Star Wars and how it's all rooted to Anakin Skywalker. I genuinely now do feel that Kennedy has some form of problem with the Skywalkers at heart as characters. I don't know what it is, but I think it does date back to 2017, where there was that leaked behind-the-scenes footage where you saw Lucasfilm's office, and in one of the cubicles, there's a picture of Luke stamped on there, tacked on there, with a big X on his face. You guys can look it up, but it was a very interesting turn of events to actually see something like that in Lucasfilm's, office there, and exactly how they saw Luke Skywalker. So, moving past this, alright, Now, Leslye Headland, the writer of the Acolyte series, is set to actually turn this entire thing and treat this new Chosen One as the true form of the prophecy that will be done in a far different light than Anakin's. This is also to have a connection to how the High Republic era comes to an end, and ties directly into the Phantom Menace and more. Now, in a recent interview when, of course, Kennedy was questioned about the series, Kennedy went on to say that, "I believe that what we need to do is focus away from the Skywalkers, but not just focus away from them, but to also create this new level of storytelling that is going to alter or change historic moments of the franchise to really evolve the saga in ways that fans can never imagine." Now, this is what I plan on doing for new fans alike that really love the High Republic books and comics and such, and other projects that we have in store for everybody around the world that we are so excited about. Additionally, later, when Leslye Headland was questioned about all of this and was questioned about the series, Leslye went on to reveal that, well, what I really always wanted to do was to see how we can tell these stories and tie these stories into the prequels that George made back in 1999 to 2005, and that is something that myself and Kennedy are going to pursue. We want to create change, we want to create new meaning to the Star Wars universe, and I feel it's something very important that needs to be done. Separate from all of this, a scene is planned to be filmed by July of 2022 that will feature the reveal of the new Chosen One that takes place before Anakin, and how the prophecy will overlap Anakin's Chosen One prophecy. There are going to be new books that are set to explain this further as well. So, here's another thing about this, the fact that they have this major scene that's going to be filmed by summer of 2022, that's going to feature the new Chosen One. It is happening, it is something that is being pushed by Kathleen Kennedy and Leslye Headland. Am I overall, really worried about this? Not necessarily, because George, John, and Dave, they can easily turn things around and retcon the retcon itself. They could do that if they really want to. And if they see that there's going to be a large backlash, if not bigger than The Last Jedi's, I think that they're going to have to be forced to create a retcon of this retcon of the things that are being done by Kathleen Kennedy and Leslye. So, past this, the new Chosen One character is currently codenamed Onyx, and is going to be the one of the big reveals in the Acolyte TV series for Disney Plus in 2023. This show is set to release after Ahsoka with Rosario Dawson, as Lucasfilm wants to focus on Ahsoka being the main show of 2023 before anything else. So that's the deal. Lucasfilm is pushing this, Kathleen Kennedy, I should say, is pushing this idea for Anakin's prophecy to be rewritten or to be replaced by another Chosen One, if you will. There's going to be more than one Chosen One, if that makes sense. I don't know why they're pushing this. I don't know why they have a need to retcon the prequel trilogy or to reset aspects of the prequel trilogy era. We already know that George, John, and Dave are doing that on a positive light to some extent with some of their new TV shows coming out in the next couple of years, but by Kathleen Kennedy and Leslye pursuing this and really pushing this forward, I think it just goes to show you that they're not passionate. They're just using this as a motive to create change just for the sake of making change, so that they can create their own kind of creative TV show of their own. That's exactly what I feel is going on here. So, overall, I would like to hear what you guys have to say about all of this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to moon, we hear them moans again.